My dear Leo, I see you. I see what you have been carrying. I see the version of you that has been pushing through fatigue you have not named, holding back the back pain you have not addressed, performing energy you have not actually had for months, possibly years. I want to start this video by telling you something specific. Your Jupiter return begins on June 30th, the most expansive year of your decade. And almost every astrologer will tell you Jupiter in the first house brings opportunity, recognition, visibility. They are right, but they will not tell you what I am about to tell you, my darling. Jupiter in your sign also brings physical change. Sometimes welcome, sometimes uncomfortable, almost always significant. Your body is about to receive 13 months of expansion, and if you do not understand what is happening physically, you will mistake the changes for problems instead of recognizing them as signals. June is your preparation month. Your body has 6 weeks to become ready for the transit that will define your decade. I am Madame Aurora, 35 years studying the stars from my office in Manhattan. And I want to be honest with you, my dear Leo, because honesty is the only kind of guidance worth your attention when it comes to your health. Leo rules the heart, the upper back, the spine, the circulatory system, and is governed by the sun, which in physical astrology corresponds to vitality, immune function, and the body's overall energy reserves. So when Jupiter enters your sign for 13 months, it expands every one of these systems. The heart works harder. The back may carry more. The energy may surge and then crash. The immune system may strengthen, or, if not cared for, may flare. June is the month to begin paying attention, not to obsess, not to optimize, to pay attention. Stay with me, because what I am about to share will reshape how you walk into your Jupiter return year. And the August 12th eclipse on Jupiter in your sign, physically ready instead of physically overwhelmed. Before I take you any further, I want to acknowledge something. Leo is the most misunderstood sign when it comes to physical care. The world sees you as vital, strong, the one who keeps going when others tire. The world rarely sees how much you have been overfunctioning physically for years. Pushing through symptoms, ignoring early warnings, performing wellness on social media while not actually addressing what your body has been asking for. You are governed by the sun, my darling, and the sun does not stop. So Leo has often learned to behave as though her body should also not stop. The body, however, is not the sun. The body is a body. It needs rest. It needs limits. It needs attention. And the Jupiter return is the universe's invitations to learn this lesson before the body forces you to learn it differently. But first, let me tell you about Diana. Diana is a Leo client of mine from Manhattan, born in early August, who came to me in spring of 2014, just before her last Jupiter return. Diana was 48 then. She had spent the previous decade as a high-performing executive, traveling every week, sleeping 5 hours a night, drinking 3 cups of coffee in the morning, and a glass of wine every evening, ignoring chest tightness she had been feeling for 6 months. She came to me one afternoon and said, "Aurora, I have been thinking about going to the doctor, but I keep postponing it. Should I just push through this year? I have so much coming up." I looked at her chart and I said, "Diana, my darling, Jupiter is about to enter your sign for 13 months. Your heart, your circulatory system, your back, your immune function are all about to receive expansion energy. Expansion can be growth, or expansion can be inflammation. It depends on what state your body is in when Jupiter arrives. Go to the doctor. Do not wait." The version of you who arrives at her Jupiter return, having addressed what her body is asking for, receives the transit as growth. The version who pushes through receives it as warning. She went to the doctor in May of 2014, 6 weeks before Jupiter entered her sign. The cardiologist found a precondition. Not life-threatening yet, but on its way. They put her on a protocol. Lifestyle changes, stress management, sleep regulation, cardiac monitoring. She spent the rest of 2014 and most of 2015, the Jupiter return year, actively healing instead of pushing through. By the end of the transit, her cardiac markers had improved by 40%. She left the executive role for a consulting practice that paid less but demanded half the travel. Today, 12 years later, Diana is 60, still working, still vital, and tells me every time we speak that the Jupiter return year was the year that saved her life, because she addressed her body before the body forced her to. The same kind of preparation is available to you, my dear Leo, in the next 6 weeks before your own Jupiter return begins. Now, before I take you any further, my darling, I want to pause for just a moment. If what I am sharing is landing for you, if Diana's story made you recognize something in yourself, even for a second, tap that little like button just below this video. It is a tiny gesture, but it tells YouTube to bring this kind of guidance to more Leo souls who have been quietly ignoring symptoms while planning their year ahead. So many Leos are at the threshold of their Jupiter return and have not yet thought about what the transit will demand of their body physically. Your like helps them find this video, and if you are not yet subscribed, this is the moment. June is the preparation month for the most expansive year of your decade, and you do not want to enter it without understanding the physical side. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss the July health forecast or the August eclipse preparation. Now let me show you what is actually happening in your chart this June, specifically for your body. Here is what each major June transit means for your physical body, my darling. The Sagittarius full moon on June 1st in your 5th house of romance, creativity, children, and joy. Physically, this often surfaces fatigue in Leos, who have been overfunctioning creatively or socially without adequate rest. Your body may feel tired in a specific way in the first week of June, not exhausted, but pulled in too many directions. Things to do, sleep more than feels productive the first week. Your body is asking for it. Things not to do. Do not push through a creative or social commitment if your body is asking for cancellation. The first week of June is for listening. Now, let me get specific about the most important physical day of your month, June 9th. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 25 degrees of Cancer in your 12th house. The 12th house, physically, is the house of hidden ailments, chronic conditions, immune function, and the relationship between the body and the unconscious. Venus-Jupiter in your 12th house on June 9th is one of the most powerful single days of your year for hidden health work. What does this mean specifically? For Leos who have been suspecting something is off, but have not yet sought diagnosis. June 9th is one of the most fortunate days to schedule the appointment. The practitioner who sees you on or around June 9th often catches what others have missed. For Leos in ongoing treatment for chronic conditions, June 9th often brings a breakthrough in treatment, a new protocol that works, a practitioner who finally understands. For Leos who have been considering deep healing work, somatic therapy, trauma work, body-based modalities, retreat-style intensive treatment, June 9th is the day to commit. For Leos who have been quietly avoiding rest, June 9th gives you permission to take an entire day of solitude, a long bath, an unbroken night of sleep, in a way that does not feel guilty. The universe is dressing your hidden health and inner body life in gold for one afternoon. Use it. Wait, before I continue, I need to interrupt myself because I want to address something specific about your body and the timing of June. Most Leos have a particular relationship with diagnosis. You have been told you are strong, and you have come to identify with strength. So sometimes you avoid medical appointments because you are afraid the appointment will reveal you are not as strong as you have performed. Let me be direct with you, my darling. Strength is not the absence of signals. Strength is the willingness to address body signals before they become emergencies. The version of you who walks into the doctor's office in June is not weak. She is wise. She is preparing for a year that will demand a healthy body. Do not let your identification with strength keep you from the appointment your body has been asking for. Jupiter in your first house arrives on June 30th, whether you are physically ready or not. The Leos who arrive ready receive the year as expansion. The Leos who arrive depleted receive the year as warning. Now let me continue. The new moon on June 14th at 24 degrees of Gemini in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and community is significant physically because Leos often carry community-related stress in the body. The 11th house, new moon, may bring a friendship realization, a community decision, or a group dynamic that affects your nervous system. Pay attention to who in your circle is draining you. Some friendships, my darling, have been costing you sleep without your realizing it. The new moon is asking you to begin examining this. 3 days after the new moon, on June 17th, Mars leaves Taurus and enters Gemini. Mars in your 11th house, physically, often brings sudden energy bursts, sometimes welcome, sometimes too much. You may feel wired in the evenings, find sleep harder for a few weeks, or feel a kind of restless energy that wants to be channeled. Channel it into walking, into community involvement, into productive friendship time. Do not channel it into late nights with screens or stimulants. Mars in the 11th house through August 11th asks for outlet but not depletion. Pause for just one moment, my darling. I know this is a lot. I have been putting hours into this video, researching not just the transits but the specific physical implications for a Leo body, because you deserve real guidance, not generic health horoscopes. If this is bringing you value, would you do me 3 small things? Like this video. It tells YouTube this matters. Subscribe and turn on the bell if you have not yet. July's health video will cover the first month of Jupiter in your sign physically, and August's will cover the eclipse on Jupiter in your sign. You absolutely cannot miss the physical preparation for those months. And write to me in the comments. Even 1 sentence. Other Leos in this comment section are reading and recognizing themselves. We are becoming a community now. Thousands of Leos all walking through the same Jupiter return year together, physically as well as emotionally. Come be part of it. Now let me continue. Now comes the most important physical day of the second half of your June. June 19th. Chiron, the wounded healer, enters Taurus and your 10th house of career, public reputation, and authority. For 7 years, until April of 2033, Chiron will sit in your 10th house healing wounds about visibility, authority, and the way you have been pushing your body in service of career. And here is the physical translation, my darling. Leos somatically carry career stress in the spine, the upper back, between the shoulder blades, in the jaw, in the chest. The 10th house Chiron will, over 7 years, surface and slowly heal these somatic patterns. You may find, starting in June, that you cannot push your body the way you used to. Your back may flare when you overcommit. Your jaw may tighten when you overperform. Your chest may feel constricted when you take on too much. This is not pathology. This is your body finally being heard. Listen. Then, on June 29th, 2 enormous things happen on the same day. Mercury stations retrograde at 26 degrees of Cancer in your 12th house. And Jupiter leaves Cancer and walks into Leo, your sign, beginning your Jupiter return. 2 major transit events on the same day, my darling. June 29th is the portal of your physical year. I want to slow down here because I need to explain what Jupiter in your first house actually does to a Leo body. Most astrologers will glance over this. I will not. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. When Jupiter sits on your ascendant, your physical first house, your body, your appearance, it expands what is already there. For some Leos, this is welcome growth. Hair becomes thicker, energy becomes more abundant. Sex drive expands, strength expands, vitality expands. For other Leos, the expansion shows up as weight gain, sometimes significant, especially if the Leo has been emotionally overfeeding or undermoving. For some, it shows up as inflammation, joints, skin, gut, sinuses. For some, blood pressure can rise. For some, hair can grow in unexpected places. For some, the heart can become more sensitive to stimulants, caffeine, alcohol, sugar. Almost every Leo experiences some kind of physical change during a Jupiter return year. The Leos who anticipate this and prepare their bodies receive the transit gracefully. The Leos who do not are surprised by their own reflection by November. The Mercury retrograde context is important, my darling. Mercury stations retrograde in your 12th house, the very house Jupiter is leaving. So, as Jupiter walks out of your hidden health house and into your physical body, Mercury asks you to look back at the 12th house once more. What hidden health matter have you been carrying that needs final attention before the public phase begins? An old practitioner you had been seeing returns. An old diagnosis demands review. An old symptom resurfaces for clarification. Use the Mercury retrograde from June 29th through July 23rd to complete the 12th house health chapter before fully stepping into the first house body chapter. The Capricorn full moon on June 30th at 14 degrees in your 6th house of work, health, daily routine, and service brings physical matters to a peak. The 6th house full moon is the most directly health-related full moon of your year. A health protocol concludes or pivots. A daily routine ends or shifts. A wellness practice you have been building either crystallizes or releases. A coworker or employee health-related matter resolves. Pay attention to what your body is telling you in the final week of June. Sleep extra. Move slowly. Honor what surfaces. I want to stop for a moment, my darling, because I know I have been giving you a lot of physical information. Let me make it simple. 3 physical priorities for June. First, the doctor's appointment you have been postponing. Make it for some time between June 1st and June 28th. Do not let June 29th arrive without having addressed what your body has been asking for. Second, sleep. Begin reclaiming the hours your performance schedule has stolen from your body. 8 hours a night, every night, starting now. Your Jupiter return will demand a rested body. Third, stop drinking caffeine after noon. Your nervous system needs a chance to recalibrate before Mars hits your 11th house on June 17th. The Leos who address these 3 things in June arrive at their Jupiter return ready. The Leos who do not arrive depleted. Let me give you the week-by-week health breakdown briefly. First week, June 1st through 7th. Sleep. Listen to fatigue. Schedule the doctor's appointment for any time in the next 3 weeks. Address the symptom you have been ignoring. Second week, June 8th through 14th. June 9th is the day for hidden health work. Scheduled appointment, intensive treatment, deep rest, retreat-style care. Use it well. The new moon on the 14th begins community examination. Notice which friendships are draining you. Third week, June 15th through 21st. Mars enters your 11th house on the 17th, bringing extra energy that needs to be channeled into movement, not stimulation. Chiron enters your 10th house on the 19th. Physical work-related stress patterns begin to surface for healing. Pay attention to upper back, jaw, chest, spine. Fourth week, June 22nd through 30th. The portal week. June 29th. Jupiter enters your sign. Your physical Jupiter return begins. Mercury retrogrades in your 12th house. Old health matters surface for completion. June 30th full moon in your 6th house. Health protocols resolve. What to do? By the night of June 29th, have your body as rested, hydrated, and addressed as you can manage. What not to do? Do not start a new fitness program, new diet, new wellness regime on June 29th or 30th. Wait until late July when Mercury is direct. But before I move to area-specific health forecasts, I need to interrupt myself one more time and tell you something specific about the shadow side of a Leo-Jupiter return year physically, because I would not be honest with you if I did not name it. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was a Leo client of mine from Chicago. Born in late July, he came to me in late 2015, near the end of his previous Jupiter return. Marcus had had what looked like a successful Jupiter return year. His career had visibly expanded. He had been promoted publicly. He had been quoted in industry publications. But Marcus had also gained 25 pounds during the year, started drinking nightly, stopped exercising, and developed high blood pressure he was managing with medication instead of lifestyle. He came to see me in November of 2015 and said, "Aurora, my career has never been better, and my body has never felt worse. What did I miss?" I told him, "Marcus, you took the career expansion Jupiter offered and refused the physical preparation Jupiter required. Jupiter in your first house is not only about visibility, it is about the body that carries the visibility." The Leos, who expand careers without expanding physical capacity, break down by year's end. The next year, 2016, Marcus spent rebuilding what he had let collapse, losing the weight, addressing the blood pressure, rebuilding the exercise routine. He told me last year, 10 years later, that the lesson of his Jupiter return was that ambition and physical care must walk together. You cannot accept the visibility without accepting the responsibility for the body that is being seen. My dear Leo, please hear this. Over the next 13 months, your career and your life will expand. Opportunities will arrive. Visibility will increase. Recognition will come. The Leos who use this transit well do not let the external expansion happen at the cost of the internal foundation. They build the body alongside the career. They prepare physically before they perform publicly. They treat sleep, hydration, movement, and rest as professional disciplines, not as optional self-care. The August 12th eclipse on Jupiter in your sign is 6 weeks away. The Leos who arrive at the eclipse physically ready receive what the universe has been preparing. The ones who do not arrive depleted and exhausted, regardless of what success they achieve externally. Let me walk you through specific health areas now, briefly, for what June is asking of each. The heart. Leo rules the heart, and the Jupiter return year will demand heart attention. If you have any cardiac risk factors, family history, blood pressure, cholesterol concerns, prior diagnosis, June is the month to address them. Schedule the cardiology checkup. Begin the protocol. Reduce stimulants. Move daily. The 8-week period from June 1st to the August 12th eclipse is your preparation window, the back and spine, especially the upper back and the area between the shoulder blades. Leos somatically carry responsibility there. The Chiron entry into your 10th house on June 19th will likely surface back patterns. Begin a daily stretching practice now. Walk daily. If you sit for work, set a timer to stand every 45 minutes. Posture matters more than you think. Massage, chiropractic, physiotherapy, or yoga. Any of these begin a long healing of how you have been physically carrying your career. The immune system. The sun rules immune function, and Leo's sun is being transited in real time. June is the month to address whatever have you been avoiding immunologically. Vaccinations you have postponed, chronic infections you have not addressed, food sensitivities you have ignored. The body's defenses need to be calibrated before the Jupiter expansion. Sleep, non-negotiable, 8 hours minimum, every night. Begin now. The Leos who enter their Jupiter return year, sleep-deprived collapse mid-year. The ones who enter rested receive the year as growth. Hydration. Leos run hot, fire sign, sun-ruled. You dehydrate faster than other signs realize. 3 liters of water per day, minimum. Begin now. Your body and your skin will both respond by the end of June. Movement. Daily, but moderate. Now is not the time to begin an extreme fitness program. Now is the time to walk daily, swim weekly, stretch in the mornings. The Leos who try to overcorrect with sudden intense exercise during a Jupiter return often injure themselves. Gentle, consistent daily movement is the assignment. Diet. June is for stabilizing, not for transformation. If you have been eating well, continue. If you have been eating in patterns that no longer serve you, begin one small change. 1. Not 5. 1. The Mercury retrograde from June 29th will undo any dramatic changes anyway. June is for one sustainable improvement. Mental and emotional health. The 12th house new moon on June 14th and the Mars in your 11th house, both surface inner work material. If you have been considering therapy, June is the month to begin. If you have been in therapy, June is the month to deepen. Your emotional health is your physical health. They are not separate. Now, my darling, take out your journal and your favorite pen. I want to give you a ritual you can do on June 9th, the day of the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in your 12th house. This is your body preparation ritual. The conjunction perfects at 12:55 in the afternoon Pacific Time, 3:55 in the afternoon Eastern Time, 8:55 in the evening London Time, and 9:55 in the evening Central European Time. Do the ritual that evening, or any time within the 24 hours. Find water, run a bath, or fill a large bowl with warm water and place it where you can sit beside it with your feet in it. Light a single gold candle and a single soft white candle. Gold for Leo, white for healing. Place a piece of citrine, sunstone, or rose quartz beside them. Burn frankincense, sandalwood, or rose oil. If you do not have these, any candle and any warm scent will work. Sit. If you are in a bath, sink in. Take 7 slow breaths. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heart beating. Take 7 more breaths. Then say, out loud, 3 times, I welcome my body. I welcome the care I have been postponing. I welcome the version of myself that arrives at her Jupiter return physically prepared. 3 times, slowly. Open your journal, write the date. Then write the answers to these 5 questions. Slowly, with the honesty Leo can manage when no one is watching. Question 1. What symptom, sensation, or signal has my body been giving me for months that I have been ignoring? Question 2. What appointment have I been postponing that I will schedule this week, before June 29th? Question 3. What daily practice, sleep, movement, hydration, rest, am I willing to commit to between now and the August 12th eclipse, knowing my Jupiter return year will demand a rested body? Question 4. What relationship to food, alcohol, caffeine, or substances do I need to reconsider before the Jupiter expansion arrives? Question 5. When I arrive at August 12th, 6 weeks from the start of my Jupiter return, what state do I want my body to be in? Sit with each answer. Be honest. Then place both hands on your heart and say 3 times, slowly, I am the carrier of my own vitality. I am responsible for the body that carries my life. I am ready to listen. 3 times. Let the candles burn down. Drink water. Sleep early. The body preparation has begun. Let me speak briefly about rising signs and physical implications. If your rising is also Leo, Jupiter sits directly on your ascendant. The the most physically transformative Jupiter return possible. Pay closest attention to all the body advice in this video. If your rising is Virgo, Jupiter sits in your 12th house in June and moves to your 1st house in late June. Pre-Jupiter return preparation for you too. If your rising is Cancer, your Jupiter return is closing. You need rest after the year you have lived. If your rising is Leo, this applies most directly. If your rising is Aries, Saturn-Neptune in your sign affects your nervous system at the deepest level. Pay attention to your physical foundation. If your rising is Taurus, Chiron is in your sign. Physical healing of the body is your 7-year project. If your rising is Gemini, Uranus is in your sign. Your nervous system is being rewired. If your moon is in Leo, Jupiter sits on your moon. Emotional and physical expansion combined. Eat slowly. Eat enough. Rest emotionally and physically. Compatibility for health support. The 3 signs most aligned with your physical health support this month are Sagittarius, Aries, and Cancer. Sagittarius because the fellow fire sign understands your energy patterns and can support your movement practices. Aries because the fire trine offers physical companionship without competing for energy. Cancer because Jupiter is in Cancer through June 28th. Cancer healers, doctors, and wellness practitioners are particularly attuned to you this month. Trust the Cancer practitioner. My dear Leo, before I let you go, 3 small things I want to say. 1. If any part of this video has brought you clarity about your body, even one date, even one sentence, tap that like button. It is the simplest way to tell YouTube to bring this work to more Leo souls who have been quietly ignoring their bodies while preparing for their year. Your like helps them find this video. 2. Subscribe and turn on the bell. Next month's health video will cover the first month of Jupiter in your sign physically, day by day, and August's will cover the physical preparation for the eclipse on Jupiter in your sign. You absolutely cannot miss the physical preparation series. 3. Write to me in the comments. My question for you tonight is this. What symptom, sensation, or signal has your body been giving you for months that you have been ignoring, that you are finally ready to address before your Jupiter return begins? Just one sentence. Other Leos in this comment section are reading these words and recognizing themselves. We are building a community here, and you are part of it. I read every single comment, truly. And one more small thing. If you know another Leo who has been pushing through her body while planning her year, share this video with her. You may not realize how much one share matters. It is how this work finds the Leo who need it. Thank you, my darling. This community is becoming something I never expected, and you are part of it. June 9th, June 19th, June 29th. Write the dates down. The stars are with you. Your Jupiter return is coming. The most expansive year of your decade is 6 weeks away. Do not let it arrive while you are depleted. Use June. Schedule the appointment. Begin the practice. Risk the sleep. The Leos who use June will receive the next 13 months as growth. The ones who do not use it well receive them as warning. You have earned the growth version. Walk toward it. I am Madame Aurora from Manhattan, and I love you, my dear Leo. I will see you in July for the first month of your Jupiter return health forecast.